A wonderful evening, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And this evening, we are looking at uh, what Team Chiwenga is saying. They've responded to what Emerson Mnangagwa has said, and it's very interesting to see that they are hurt, deeply hurt by the decision made by Emerson Mnangagwa. Um, which was announced first by Patrick Chinamasa and secondly by him. So Neva Maswera says buying time. Zimbabweans must not be hoodwinked by this cosmetic rejection. We know this is a game of chess where the purported rejection is only but meant to pacify potential turbulences that may result from the resolution. Expect more generals to die over the next 24 months. So we need to critically look at this statement from Comrade Neva Masquera, say one of VP Chiwenga's allies, and understand what is happening. Point of note is that number one, it's true that the resolutions were made yesterday, they were adopted today, and once the resolutions are adopted by the conference, they become binding within ZANU-PF as a party. That must be understood. That is the reason why you saw that motion being moved. The reasons were to make the party adopt those resolutions, which means Opam Chinguri Kashiri as the chairperson of ZANU-PF, Obet Mpofu as the Secretary General of ZANU-PF, the National Political Commissar, together with the Parliamentary Caucus of ZANU-PF, they are going to spearhead the implementation of those resolutions. They don't need authority from Emerson Mnangagwa for them to start implementing those resolutions. So there is nothing Emerson Mnangagwa would do to stop those resolutions, number one, to be passed. But secondly, let us take a look onto one critical issue, buying time. What it means is when you make a move, and the people resist, you start to know who is resisting, who is not resisting, which means the noise is made. Have exposed the generals so much to a point where each and every person is now known where he's going, the direction is going, which means if it is an issue of elimination, key targets are now in place, key targets are now known, both in the political cycles and in the security cycles. So this further plunges the generals into much trouble, more trouble for the generals, because it means their elimination will not stop. They will continue to be eliminated. They will continue to be wiped out one by one. So I understand the reasons why Tim Chiwenga is fuming and is angry at this point in time. But it's very difficult to tell what really compelled Emerson Mnangagwa and this team to reject this proposal of 2030. There might be some reasons and some issues which can never be foreseen at this point in time by the people, but which will be understood as time goes on. The situation is very tense as we speak right now. It's not business as usual. It's not pleasant at all, which makes it difficult for any reasonable person to say andinogamuchira ma-resolutions iwayo kuti 2030 ndiye ndiripo. It's very difficult to tell. So we have expected to see generals being wiped left, right, and center, and that will continue to happen. I don't see anything stopping the wiping out of generals anytime soon. So he says after ZANU-PF forcefully succeeded in shifting the political narrative from highly disputed 2023 election victory to the 2030 agenda, that got everybody talking. Anyone who chooses to blindly believe this dribbling is a politically naive novice, not worth of taking seriously. So this is what I always say. We continue to watch and see what is happening, but we don't lose focus. Our main focus is not on the third term agenda. Our main focus is on the vacant seat. That is the reason why we talk much about the vacant seat. That is where our eyes are. The vacant seat must be occupied someday. So that is our goal. That is what we're focusing on, and that is what we will continue to push. So he further then adds that the pro-Mugabe faction appeared determined to have him on the ballot in 2018 with no substantive succession candidate in sight. The deep state became increasingly agitated. Emerson took advantage and did a strike. A repeat of that scenario is what he's trying to avoid. So if you look at 2017, you could actually see that the military generals could have agreed with Robert Mugabe to back down and allow Robert Mugabe continue. But the problem is that they wanted Emerson to be back and to lead. That is the problem. So they no longer wanted Mugabe. Also, there was no alternative. So you can actually see that it was a very difficult task, a very challenging task. But on the other end, yes, the kind of Emerson person was needed in the politics because of these generals. Dai papasina that kind of leader, dai izvezvi tiri kutamburana nagudo guru, dai tiri kutambura navo mupolitics umo vachingovhiringidza vachingomhanya vakadaro. Vese vana SBA dai variko vachingovhiringidza. So to some extent, when those who say vasina nyika haitongweni vasina kuenda kuhondo, when they wipe each other out, then they give more opportunities for those who never attended war, not because of fear, but because they were not in existence by that time. Taingova tisipo, unofungidzirwa nemasviniro atakaita kana hondo yanga yakauya nguva yedu taitadza kuenda kuhondo. We were going to participate in the liberation struggle. Our fathers participated. Our grandparents participated in the liberation struggle. Our relatives, our friends. Hakuna munhu asina hama yakarwa hondo. So it can't be an issue yekuti kana usina kuenda kurwa hondo hautungamiriri nyika. That can't be an excuse. And these are very important issues. So diaspora says ari kuda kunyangira vanhu. Munhu Mutapa dynasty is what he wants to achieve. Okay, busy lining up his sons for strategic positions. However, it will end in tears. General is watching closely. Musoja cannot be outsmarted by civilian ED because Musoja has moon. Okay, so in Inango, I'm feeling that General is losing relevance. And if things continue like this, then it becomes a problem. So we'll continue to watch and see. Oskido says, I have a genuine question. Is General still having capacity and the power which he had in 2017? Do you see him being Mnangagwa's successor? Personally, I don't see VP Chiwenga as his successor. Maybe on the ballot, but not at State House. At State House, I see something else, not General Chiwenga. So interesting moments ahead, but personally, I do not see General Chiwenga as the man who is going to take over leadership in Zimbabwe. Whatever which happened in Bulawayo is not going to end just like that. It will repeat itself. They will continue to fight. They will continue to bicker because these people, they are not going to relent. They will continue poking each other as each day passes. And more interesting moments ahead. So this is it. Your views are of importance. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming.